You know, since the dawn of time, men have been trying to invent a more comfortable, easy to set up, really cool way of sitting. I can imagine in the Stone Age, you know, you find you a tree that's just right and you cut it out, you've got a place to sit for just a while. Or you find a rock that's got a little bit of a curve in it and there's all of a sudden you've got a lounge chair. But today, there are so many options. We were really glad when the company TCEK reached out to us and said, we'd love for you to review our chairs. We think they're really well made and they have one secret little feature that we think you're going to love. So we picked out colors, we ordered them, they came in. As you can see, we received the boxes and took them out, and now it's time to go camping with them and see, is it a chair that we can take camping with us and something that we can enjoy at a campsite? Let me set one of them up and then we'll talk about it. I put that one back because Lynn and I chose our own colors. I chose green. She wanted red. So this is what it comes in, a little small bag. It's really, really lightweight. And unlike a lot of the other chairs we have that you've seen us use, there's nothing really to have to snap together or to find a place for. Everything's all in one piece. Watch this. So putting it together, you undo one little strap and it stays with it. And then what I think the best way to do is grab the feet and let everything fall down. See that? And then each one of these legs, or the supports for the arms, have a little indentation that you need to pull a little catch out. So the back ones only have one, and then here comes the other one. And then now that's the bottom piece. Here are the backs, and they have two. And so grab one, pull it out, pull the other one, and I imagine as you use these, that'll get easier to do. But right now, it's pretty tight, but in a lot of ways, that feels really good. Then you turn it upside down. There's another little Velcro strap, and it's ready to use. It's putting it up, you just reverse the process and all of a sudden you have it back in the bag. So that one secret feature for these chairs that I think we're going to really like, besides the fact that they're so quick to set up and it's pretty comfortable to sit in, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. The one feature is, hey, is that a squirrel or is that a rabbit or is that a deer? Is that a deer over there? Look, they swivel, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but you're so, you know, you sit in these camping chairs and they just kind of engulf you. So turning, it's really sometimes difficult, especially the older I get, to turn and to see without having to swivel. But with these swivel chairs, I'm finding that, I don't know, it just seems to be a really cool feature. Another thing that works really well for this is, you know, we have this table here. It's just a small 2x2 picnic table that we take with us a lot. With our other chairs, it's hard to eat because you're sitting so far back and you're leaning, and it's really comfortable, but it's not really made for sitting at a table. But for here, I'm sitting here and I'm eating and I'm comfortable doing that. I can spin around and get something else and come back. I don't know, I'm liking it a lot. Before I set everything else up, I need to get rid of some clothes here. It's a little warm when the sun's shining. It's a good thing. We've been waiting for that here in North Carolina. I'll leave the door open now too. Earlier today, we thought of another use for these chairs. They're so lightweight and easy to set up that we took them to our grandchildren's soccer games. And, you know, we've taken other chairs and they're heavy to take out there and they take a while to set up, and you're kind of, you know, it's different. You're lounging back. I don't know. You see me flailing my arms. These, here, let me show you. Here's what happened this morning when we took these chairs to our soccer match. So a few things that came to us as we were using them this morning. If you're not on solid ground, this can be a situation where it can be tipsy. But what we learned is there are 4 legs. If you set it up normally like a table and sit in front of it, it can be a little bit wonky. But if you set it up like I have it here, with one leg kind of straddling you, 2 on the side and 1 in the back, it is extremely stable and sturdy. We also talked about the fact that it took us a little longer to set them up than we thought it would. It seems like it would be really easy, but just getting everything just right. You don't want to sit down without all the extension arms being fully expanded. So we took our time, and then when it was time to put them up, it wasn't difficult, but it did take a little longer than we thought it would take. Now, as we do that time after time after time, those kind of things become second nature, and you can put them up pretty quickly. But even so, it's faster than putting up any of the little puzzle chairs that we happen to own, and probably as fast as the one chair that folds up into one little, not little, square package. By the way, later on, Lynn and I'll do a video where we compare the chairs that we currently own and use to this one, and try to pick a winner for certain situations. I can tell you right now, going to the beach, going to a ball game, going to sit out and going for a picnic and coming back in on a day trip, it's going to be very difficult for anything to beat this. Now, there are other chairs on the market that have the similar pull it out, set it up kind of thing, and they don't have that feature, being able to swivel. The grandchildren, that was the best game to play at the soccer match because they love getting in these chairs. It's just so unique to get in a chair that swivels. Anyway, those are our thoughts from this morning. It worked out to be a great chair to take. Now, we may have chairs we can bring with us at a campsite like this that will be more comfortable. But as far as picking the chair up and moving it over here, later on if we build a fire, sitting it down, sitting in the chair over here at a fire, it's pretty easy to do. Picking it up at night and putting it inside or putting it inside the garage, pretty easy to do. Gonna be hard to beat that. Laying back, taking a nap. This is a lounging position. And as you can see, you can kind of rock. It's comfortable. It does give you some support, but it doesn't seem to squeeze your buttocks the way a lot of others do. So it's well made as far as where the seams are, at least for me. I'm 6 foot tall. I weigh around 200 pounds, so that'll give you an idea of how this works. What do you think? Those of you who watched this for a long time, what do you think? How do you think it fits our way of travel and probably the way you travel as well? If you're new here and you haven't watched this before and you found us because of this chair, we certainly invite you to check out the other content on our channel. If you're spending money on a chair, there are 1,000 options out there, and it's really, really difficult to find the right one. I think the real truth is there's not a right one. There's maybe one that's perfect for a certain scenario and another one that might be better at a different scenario. And so you end up taking maybe 2 or 3 chairs. What we normally travel with is one that we can lay back and look up at the stars and relax. And then one other small chair like this. It used to be our more than, I guess, maybe 10-year-old LL Bean chairs. They're puzzle chairs. But I can tell you that those will now go back in the garage and they won't go with us on trips. This will be the chair that goes for when we go out on a hike or when we go to the beach or when we need to go sit and fish or do anything else. This is that chair. It's also better for eating dinner than any other chair that we have. So there you have it. My name is Owen. This is Van Trekking Lifestyle, and we appreciate you watching the video. We hope you got something out of it. By the way, in the description below, I'll put a link where you can purchase one of these chairs, and I'll also keep it updated with any discount codes that the company provides for you, our viewers. Thanks for being part of our journey. See you down the road. after I wake up from a nap. No, this is pretty comfortable right here. If you just had a place for your neck, yep, that might be one of the negatives for it. A fellow would end up with a crick in his neck if he fell asleep, but it's comfortable enough that you could do that. Thanks for being here.